as you know, it has come time for us to get down to the nitty-gritty with these summer reading picks. I already did a blog post highlighting my summer reading recommendations. So hopefully everybody has perused that and checked it out and decided there's a few books on that list that they would love to read. So I'm going to go over just several books that I'm planning to read this summer. I'm hoping to hit every single last one of them. Something tells me that there's going to be a wrench thrown in this, and I may not get every book that I want to get read this summer read, but I am determined to try to read between 4 and 6 books a month if possible. So I really do think that everything that I have here I can get through before September 21st, which I believe is the first day of autumn. It's on my calendar because, you know, I'm serious about everything autumn, pumpkin spice and leaves. I should have burned my pumpkin candle when I was doing this video, but anyway, because we gotta keep it in the present moment. So the first book I'm planning to read is Black Girls Must Die Exhausted, a novel for grown-ups by Janine Allen. I highlighted this one a little bit on the blog earlier. I absolutely adore this cover. I am in love with the cover. It's absolutely just a beautiful book. I've heard great things about this book, and I got high expectations, let me tell you. Of course, one of the main reasons why I picked this book is because it is a diverse read. It is written by an African-American woman, and I really wanted to read more African-American female literature. It's contemporary fiction. I'm really interested in seeing what she does with this. I'm hearing good things. This one's already been highlighted in the blog, so the synopsis will not be left on another post on the Bookbabe, just because I've already talked it to death and it's already showed up on my Instagram. But I cannot wait to read it. The next book, which is a long overdue read, and I'm only reading it because I need to read the second book, is The Shining by Stephen King. I have had this book for a while. I actually bought it from Acorn Books a while ago for like $3. And I've never actually sat down and read it. The next book, and this one I just downloaded the audio as well too, is Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. This is the UK edition, so it does look different than the US edition. Like I've mentioned before, I love UK paperbacks. The reason why I wanted to buy this is, you know, dark, twisted fairy tale, female-centered, you know, good times. You know, I'm all about the dark and twisted. I'm really hoping that this reads very well. I've heard wonderful things about this book. So, that one. The next one is The Blacker the Berry by Wallace Thurman. This is an actual book that was written during the Harlem Renaissance era, and it involves colorism. It's actually on the Lemonade syllabus by Candace Bimbo, and another collective. I'll have to link that so that you guys can peruse that at your will. But one of the main reasons why I really wanted to read this is because I had actually never heard about this book. It was never on a reading list. I had never seen it anywhere. And what's so odd is that Kendrick Lamar's Blacker the Berry album was actually inspired by this book, from what I've heard. So I just thought that was like really, you know, awesome. I'm like, okay, well, here's this dude that I listen to. You know, I love me some Kendrick. And how is it that I did not know that this book existed in the universe? The next book, this one is also on the Lemonade syllabus, is Mules and Men by Zora Neale Hurston. This one and also another book on my list is also a Lemonade Syllabus book as well. But this one's kind of twofold for me. One of the main reasons why I wanted to read this book is because in this book, Zora actually goes back to her hometown of Eatonville, Florida, and she collects folklore and stories from the African American community where she grew up. So there's voodoo and magic and all kinds of wonderful stuff in this actual book. My father's family is also from Florida. My father's family is also Geechee, which I think is going to tie into a little bit of this as well, because of some of the folklore also comes from West African culture. And I just thought it would be a really, really nice, thing to pick up and read since I've never read some of this stuff. And also I'm doing my ancestry, so, gotta pick it up, gotta read it. The next book is Julie Dash's Daughters of Dust. I had been looking for this book for quite some time, and I could not find a copy of it cheaply, and I got really, really lucky with thrift books and found the book for $3 with no highlighting, no anything, and it's in pretty great condition. I really, really can't wait to dive into this because it is about Gala women and Gala culture, which is the history and ancestry that I have share with my dad and my family. And I really just can't wait, again, just like with the Zora Neale Hurston book, to dive into it. So I think they'd be really, really good cultural reads. Hopefully I can review them in a video together to kind of give you guys my thoughts on them and my process. And this one is also on the Lemonade Syllabus, and I have read it before, and I am rereading it again as a refresher because I wanted to read it again in my 30s. But it is Beloved by Toni Morrison. I love Toni, I'm not gonna lie. I am expecting, to be just as haunted by this book as I was the first time I read it. Toni Morrison writes so well and so beautifully, and it's so hard to break away from her books and her vision because it is breathtaking. A lot of people are very familiar with Beloved because of the movie starring Oprah Winfrey that came out in the 90s. And again, the movie is very, very beautifully done and is actually in the same spirit of the book. It's kind of starts out the exact same way. But I'm really, really interested in diving back into this and getting reacquainted with this book. So there's that one. I do have several other, I only have 4 more. Like I told y'all, I get over myself. The next one is Mayhem. Murder mystery involving Jack the Ripper. So it has everything that I want. It has Victorian London, a serial killer, and it's a mystery. This is a whole series. But I really didn't originally think about reading these. I had seen it on Scribe, and I was like, oh, that looks like a really good premise. But I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and read an ebook because I don't like reading from a screen because I have to do it at work. So I went on ahead and I just bought the UK edition, and I was just really, really, really excited to read it because, again, the whole Jack the Ripper thing has been overdone, and everybody does Jack the Ripper books, and it's like there's a ton of them that exist. But I really just, it sounded so good, and I just was like, oh, I'll pick it up. The next one is Geekarella. This is a Cinderella geek-ish retelling, just like what it says. It's a YA book. I just thought it was so quirky and cute, and it's just so funny that it's also done by Quirk Books. But I just thought it was really quirky, really cute. It has a Comic-Con feel to it. It's very now, very up to date retelling. So I just thought, hey, you know, why not give it a go, give it a try? And also, I mean, come on, I am a fall lover. The pumpkin truck. I mean, you know, come on now. And also, it's a chick with glasses. Can we get with that? Just give the chicks with the glasses lots of love, okay? You know. Last but not least is a book written by a dear friend. The Holiday Hotel, Jack Taylor Cases, by my friend Christian Wynn. Chris has been getting on me for ever, and I do mean forever, because I've owned these books. I've owned the first one and the second one for like 2 years, and I haven't read them. And I know he is totally sick of me. Because I think now he's on book 5, and I ain't read the first one. You know, so I felt like a bad friend. So I did promise him that I would read these, and that I would give a honest, non-biased review. Because he knows, you know, I'm going to talk about him, and I'm going to give him a hard time regardless. I could like it, and I'm still going to give him a hard time, because, you know, that's how I do. But I really do want to highlight this one because he's an indie author, and more indie authors, more independent authors should be highlighted and talked about and celebrated. I have a couple other independent authors that are on my shelves who are with small publishing houses and small publishing companies that I really think I need to read and talk about. So there's going to be more of that coming in upcoming videos. But this is the group of books that I am planning to read. Y'all, that's a lot. Okay, and that's not even all of it, because I still have my current reads to finish up, and then I have to leave. I try. I say I have to, but I try to read at least 2 classic novels a summer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys later. Happy reading.